What's up everyone? My name is Sleepwell and today I want to show you the protocol called Vesta Finance. It is a lending platform on ARBITRUM which is quite unique. Unlike any other lending platform, they don't charge you any interest rate, which is very interesting, so that's why I thought I'd make this video. In this video, I will show you how to use this platform as well as cover a couple important things you need to know so that you don't get liquidated. I will also talk about their VSTA governance token, which is currently up 68% in the last 24 hours. So let's go into the app and check it out. Currently, you would only be able to borrow against Ethereum, Bitcoin, and GOM. For the sake of the example, let's say you want to borrow against your ETH. You will have to open the ETH vault. And here, let's say you're borrowing against just one ETH, just to keep it simple. So for ETH, you could borrow up to 90% of its value, which would currently be around $2,608. So currently, ETH is worth $2,917, and you are able to borrow up to $2,600. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend you doing that because your liquidation price would be pretty much within $1 of current value of ETH. So you would pretty much be open to liquidation at any point in time, which is definitely not something you want to be doing. So let's say you only want to borrow $1,000. And by the way, you get the VST token, which is the algorithmic stablecoin provided by Vesta Finance. And you would definitely be able to exchange it for any other token if you wish. So let's say you're borrowing $1,000 against one Ethereum. Here is the numbers. Your collateral ratio would be 281%, which is quite healthy. And now there's two liquidation prices that they show you here: normal liquidation price and recovery liquidation price. So this is quite important, so listen carefully. Essentially, these vaults have two different modes they can be in: normal mode and recovery mode. As you can see here, currently this vault is in normal mode, so if you were to borrow a 1,000 against one ETH right now, your liquidation price would only be $1,100. Now, if this vault enters recovery mode, your liquidation price would be $1,500. So it is a very drastic change. So let me explain how this works. Essentially, the vault is in normal mode when the overall system collateral ratio is above the certain threshold. But once the collateral price drops, in this case by 23%, the vault would enter recovery mode and your liquidation prices would get higher. This is very important because if your collateral's value is below recovery liquidation price, when the vault goes from normal mode to recovery mode, you will instantly get liquidated. So keep that in mind and make sure that your collateral's value is above that number. Obviously, you can risk it and you could let it go below that number, but then you would just need to make sure that the ETH price doesn't go down by 23%. And I mean, in the current market, that is a very likely scenario. The price could drop by 23% very quickly, so that's definitely not something I would want to be doing. So definitely keep that in mind. Next, we have liquidation reserve, and that is a fee that is a refundable fee. So if you don't get liquidated, you actually don't have to pay that fee, and essentially they just reserve $30 in the case you do get liquidated, and they have to send those transactions where they sell your assets. And they just have to pay gas for these transactions, and that's why they're reserving those amounts. So like I said, you will get that amount refunded if you don't get liquidated. And lastly, there is the borrowing fee. And that is the cool part about this protocol. You would only pay $5 if you were to borrow $1,000. So the fee is a one-time 0.5% fee. and that's pretty much the cheapest you can get on ETH and pretty much any other asset. Just a one-time fee, and there is no expiration, so you don't have to pay that fee ever again. If you borrow $1,000 against your one ETH, you can, as long as you don't get liquidated, that's all you pay, just $5, and you can borrow it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and that's just $5 there, and that's it, which is amazing. So that's pretty simple. What can you do with your VST stablecoin that you get when you borrow it? So there is multiple things you can do, and like I said, you can always exchange it for any other token and do whatever. But there's also a couple of things you can do right here on Vesta Finance. And the first thing is providing it for the stability pool. And this pool is used to absorb the liquidations. So if someone gets liquidated, those assets are used to secure the vault, and you get a portion of the liquidation price, or a liquidation amount, and that's where the APR comes from. Currently, it is 9.52 for Ethereum, but I believe it is higher for other assets. Let's check it out. Let's go to staking and stability pool staking. So yes, so for GOM, you would get almost 12% APR on providing your VST to the stability pool for GOM. And Bitcoin is pretty low, so not really worth it. Another thing you could do is provide liquidity to the Frax VST liquidity pool and earn 22%. So both of these tokens are stablecoins, so there is no permanent loss, and you would be earning 22%, which is quite nice. And your rewards are paid in the VSTA token, and this is their governance token. And I do want to talk about it a little bit. It is up 68% in the last 24 hours, and the market cap is only 14 million. So it may sound very lucrative, and it is quite lucrative. Like there is a high upside here. The protocol is great, everything is great, but there is one little caveat that many people are currently overlooking. There is no utility for this token. Here in their documentation, they have plans for tokenomics section where they essentially say that they're currently just thinking about the tokenomics and what utility VSTA will have. That means that currently this token is pretty much useless. There is no use cases for it yet. However, that doesn't mean that this token is bad. This is just a strange decision that this team has made. They haven't released any tokenomics for this token, so we don't know how it will be used. And even though it is up 68%, you're taking on a lot of risk because simply you don't know the utility for this token. Obviously, I'm sure the team is smart and they will release, they're mentioning Curves tokenomics here, so I'm sure they'll come up with great tokenomics, but you don't know them yet. And that's the risk you're taking on. Obviously, there's also a high upside because, this token could blow up once they release the tokenomics, and you would be super early on it. And you don't even have to buy it, you can just farm it here and just keep it instead of selling it. But it is hard to know where this will go. So definitely, if you end up investing into this VSTA token, keep that in mind. You don't know what you're investing into. But you don't have to invest to use this platform. So I'd personally still use it in the future. And I'll personally hold off on putting my money into VSTA unless I decide to farm any of their farming opportunities. I'll probably farm this VSTA Frax liquidity pool. So hopefully you learned something new. I urge you to check out their documentation because I only gave you the basic knowledge. They have a lot of clarifying text to make sure that you fully understand how this whole thing works. So definitely check it out. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. If you have any suggestions for videos, also leave those in the comments. Leave a like if you like this video, and thank you for watching.